$900 million. What's that? That's how much the Walt Disney Company has lost at the box office in roughly just the last year. Those failed flicks include Lightyear, Thor, Love and Thunder, Strange World, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Little Mermaid, and Elemental. Katie?
Yeah. Just looking at that alone, those should have been
home runs.
Easy ones.
Touchdowns.
I'm baseball. It's baseball season.
Okay.
Or it is home runs. Go back to
Okay.
that. Now, according to Valiant Renegade, the 8 movies cost $2.75 billion to produce. And they only brought in $1.86 billion for Disney. So do the math, carry the one. That's a loss of $890 million.
Pocket change.
That's, yeah, for them, pocket change. Let's talk about why families have decided to stay away from these films.
Yes.
Strange World features a gay teen romance. The animated prequel to Toy Story called Lightyear features a lesbian kiss.
Of course.
And Elemental talks about the evils of xenophobia and boasts Disney's first non-binary character.
Non-binary. All right. That's what little children want to see.
Now, under reappointed CEO Bob Iger, because they had to bring him back, Disney's trying to stop the hemorrhage of money by laying off 7,000 workers, all in an effort to save $5.5 billion.
Now, before we discuss Disney, I want to give a shout out to one particular film that dominated the 4th of July box office, and that is Sound of Freedom, led by Jim Caviezel, who many of you know from Passion of the Christ. Sound of Freedom shines a light on the horrors of human trafficking. True story. Over the 4th, it beat Disney's 5th installment in the Indiana Jones franchise, scoring $14.2 million at the box office for just one day. Sound of Freedom. Let's take a look at the trailer.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's going to pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time with a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
How long have you been doing this?
12 years now.
How many pedophiles you caught?
288.
How many kids you found?
Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? ¿Puedes ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana?
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into her room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job, and you go and rescue those kids.
You cannot hesitate.
Wow. And Katie, let's mention this is powerful. And knowing it's a true story, it's heart-wrenching. But the budget, the advertising budget for that movie, as opposed to what Disney would have had for Indiana Jones, a very well-known franchise, and still Sound of Freedom. Just
well, and again, this is based on a true story. Like, we can't emphasize that enough. This is happening right now across not only our nation, but
in
the
the
world.
United States.
This is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's based on Tim Ballard, who worked for the Department of Homeland Security. And he actually quit his job instead of coming back from the mission he was on. He said, no, there are too many children left. Like, we can't do that. Like, this is actually happening to our children all around the world. Yeah. And so he became the founder and the CEO of Operation Underground Railroad. And if you know the Underground Railroad and what that means, this I can't emphasize enough how much this means to what is happening across all races, all the nation, all the world, and how much it needs to be done, and how many people need to see this. The media needs to see this. The President of the United States, our government, needs to see this and take actual action because real lives are at stake here.
So vote. Let Hollywood hear you. Let Disney hear you. Let those who put out garbage vote with your dollars. Go to the box office. Go to these movies, these kinds of movies, because that's what's going to really get their attention.